Okay, guys. Oh, let me turn the fan away so y'all can actually hear what I'm trying to say. So, here's another little quick one for you. I was watching a video. Um, oh, I can't even remember. I was just watching it. I forgot the name of the YouTuber already because I got. Oh, I know who it is. The Black Conservative Perspective. And there's a video that I posted that I included information in about the Black conservative, but I forgot to say it's the Black Conservative Perspective who I follow. There's somebody else, but I don't follow them yet. But I know they have similar names. But the Black Conservative Perspective had a video, and I was watching a bit of it about this person who he said is going viral. This young man for basically saying he don't want to work for the rest of his life, and giving his reasons for it. And a lot of it has to do with, stuff that any person who works and is tired of their job, and annoyed, any one of us can relate to what he's saying. I relate to the young man. Of course, nobody wants to work, but at the same time, you have to understand what the reality of you not working in a society like ours would be. We have a society that rewards a person who works with the money for giving to the society and putting your effort into it every day with money to buy what you need to buy so you can live your life. You can't, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. I'm going to segue into something, but I'm going to jump right back on where I was talking. So I used to dabble in entrepreneurial things and stuff like that when I was younger because, like this young man, I was thinking, oh my God, I don't want to work for the rest of my life, and how do I get out of this rat race? And I was always talking about the rat race, you know. So I looked into entrepreneurial stuff, mastermind workshops, things like that. I watched the Shark Tank, and I had big pipe dreams, man. I wanted things to work out. I wanted to make like millions. Like I had that millionaire mindset. Yeah, I want to be on my grind, working, so one day I can retire at the age of 30 and I don't have to work forever and break my back and then retire at an old age. I understand. The dream is real. But there's a lot of people at the top who will take advantage of that. And they'll be like these influencers, these entrepreneurial people, and they'll tell you, all you gotta do is this, all you gotta do is this, all you gotta do is that. But in reality, they'll be selling you a dream and they'll be taking your money, and you'll be wondering why you're not getting any closer to your goals and dreams. That's because they're taking you for a ride. They're selling you products and you're buying the products, and that is basically what they do. A lot of them, they're not entrepreneurs by anything outside of just basic sales at the most basic level. Sell to a person, let them buy what you are selling, even if it's just something digital, um, some workshop, something like that. I used to follow a lot of these entrepreneurs. Like I used to follow Dan Locke, Dan Pena, Patrick McDavid, Daddy G, like all of them. And a lot of them, not all of them do this, but a lot of them do subscribe to just the basic sales model. Kind of pyramidy, but they make their money and they're on their grind. They know how to work the system and they benefit from it. And if you don't catch on pretty quickly and follow not by what they say do, but what they do, then you're going to be getting lost in the sauce and wonder why you're not improving. But in any case, this is what I got into. So I understand, how this society works as it relates to that. And not everybody can get into that and be successful from that. Some people create products and they sell them. Some people create inventions and they sell them. They partner with people who have more money so they can get the information back out to them. So, and that's how you kind of work your way up the system. If you're kind of at the ground level, it's good to have connections and things like that. But I'm very lazy, so I have to work very hard to to do the things that I do to improve each day. Not everyone is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone has what it takes to even get off the ground. Not everyone has what it takes to communicate. You might be good at one thing, like making ads or things, but if you're not good at putting the information out there, networking, communicating with people, advertising, you're not going to get anywhere. You either need to partner with somebody who does that, or you need to learn how to do that, and partnering is the best thing. But I was never someone who I tried and I keep trying. Sometimes I go back and I dabble a little bit more in it, but I know the parts that I need to improve on and who I need to network with and what I need to do. But in reality, even if I achieve my goal, my point of all this is that it is still work. Even if you work for yourself, even if you're a small business owner, even if you're an entrepreneur, you're still working. You are never going to get out of working for a living. Even if you're doing what you love, you're still going to be working at some point of the day. You're going to be working. You're going to be putting effort into something for somebody else. You have to provide something. There's a word for it, but basically it's just you have to provide value. You have to provide value to other people, and then you are compensated for that value. So that's basically how it works, and you're still working. And I didn't grasp this concept when I was younger. I just thought, one day I'm gonna be rich and blah blah blah, I'm having $1 million, and then I'm never gonna have to work again. I'm gonna live in a castle. And me and my ex, we used to go online and search up all the castles that they have, because they sell castles. If you guys didn't know, they sell castles. Castles are for sale. Islands are for sale. Private islands are for sale. Large houses. You get on Zillow. You get on any of those little real estate apartment type house buying websites, and they've got houses that reach up into $15 million houses, $23 million house, $55 million houses. I once seen a house that looked like a glass box in the middle of a forest. I kid you not. But yeah, these things, they exist, and I wanted to obtain these things, and I still didn't comprehend that even if in my wildest dreams I ever made it to this point. I'm glad I didn't, because it's a lot of evil people up in there. But not all of them, of course. But even if I did make that, I would still be working. And I did not grasp this concept. I think the only people who don't really work and have access to this money are like generational wealth. People who didn't start the wealth. They weren't the entrepreneur in the family, but they're benefiting from it. Like that 12th generation or 5th or 3rd generation. If you ever watch Crazy Rich Asians, like Dan Locke was a crazy rich Asian bitches. And all these young people, and they have billionaires as their family members or parents. Generational wealth, and they're just living. And he was like, they got a lot of time is their wealth. They go around, they visit their family members, yada yada, and that's how they live. They have cash on them. They buy things with cash. It's crazy. It really is crazy. The amount of money they spend in a day. Like, there was one young lady, she was spending like thousands of dollars, like $100,000 only on food per day in a year, which is insane. So and a lot of them, they were still doing, like, some of them, they just lived, that's how they live every day, was like, you're just doing whatever you want. But some of them, they had things they like to do, like they had companies that they owned and they enjoyed their work, or they had companies or hobbies that they did. So you're still going to be putting effort into what you do, the majority of us, and that's something that a lot of people don't grasp. And I think this young man, he really does not grasp that fact, that no matter what you do in this life, you have to provide some value in order to be compensated for it, in order to be able to get what you need to survive in this life. You can't just, oh no, I just don't want to work. I just don't. If you were not blessed to be one of those generational children with those $1 billion parents, then and things are not always that good for them either. But in any case, yeah, then you still have to work for a living. And if you want this dream of yours to come true, you have to know the reality of what you're dealing with, which is he seemed to blame a lot of things on like the capitalist society, but the capitalist society benefits us greatly. I don't think a lot of people understand this. Like, if he really wants to not do anything, He's walking right into, and the government loves this because that universal this and that, universal this, federally funded this and that, universal health care, universal federally funded, social credit system score, whatever they want you to do this. They want you to make nothing, own nothing and be happy. That's it. Own nothing and be happy. They want you because when they do that, when you say, hey, I don't want to work, but I do want that universal or federally funded check to come in the mail every day. I want big daddy government to pay me for not doing nothing, just laying around on my ass, not doing anything every day. Okay, well, come on over. We'll do that. But you're not going to have the same freedoms that you did. You have freedoms. You're not, if you're not aware of them, start to become aware of them. You don't want to be looking after the fact once you got that universal government assistance and all that, because a lot of that freedoms, it goes away. I'm assuming, this is my opinion, but basically, if you do this and you live in a place that the government wants you to live in and you get that paycheck from the government, you're sitting up there, you got to do what they say. Where did you get your shots? Did you get your healthcare things? Did you go in for this checkup? Did you go here? We need you to buy this. We need you to only eat this food. We need you to only wear these clothes. We need you to advertise it. And you see how this can kind of get really bad very quickly for you. And you have less and less that you are able to do. You're taking from yourself and giving them the power to basically use you in however way they want to use you, because they own you now, because they're paying you. So you got to provide some value from them. Money is not just going to come for free. Value is not just going to be transferred without it's energy. It's a transferring of energy. You can't just have something for nothing. Nothing is ever free in this world. Nothing. It is the law of, I know they have this explained in science somewhere. It's like the law of nature or the law of energy transference, something like that. You can't get something for nothing. There's always going to be something given, then something is taken away. That's just the law of how things are, basically. So this person, I don't think they've kind of grasped that if you do this, if you say you want, okay, you say you want to do that, you say you want to live without having to work for a living, and you don't want to work until you die and retire to old age, well, you got to kind of think realistically about how that's going to happen, because the only person that can do that for you would be like maybe a sugar daddy or sugar mommy. If you have the looks and what they want, then you can live by, but then you still have to put out, you still have to put out something, I don't know, then, or you get some type of business or something, but you have to put out a hell of a lot of work, and it takes a long time, and sometimes you never make it. Very hard. Or you have to look toward a benefactor or somebody who's going to help you get off your feet with a product or an invention, and they're going to put money into it, but they expect a percentage out of it. Like the sharks on Shark Tank. Hey, we can get you off your feet and get this product into stores, but we need a percentage of a cut that you're making, okay? And you don't, most of the time people don't really care, because they're still making it to where they want to, their money, they're still getting a good percentage of it. Their products are getting in stores, they're making a name for themselves, yada yada. And the last one that I see is really just Big Daddy government come and give you handouts, but you got to do what Big Daddy government wants you to do. Did you get this? Did you get that? Did you advertise with the shirt on? Did you go here? Gets really messy, And those are really the options that I see. If you see some more, let me know in the comment section. But in any case, yeah. It sounds good and it sounds great, and at some level deep inside me, my child self, I relate to this young man, and yes, that's the dream everybody has, because we are working slaves. We are basically modern day slaves. We work for a living, and I never thought about it until somebody kind of jogged my consciousness, and I really thought about, wow, yeah, we really are modern day slaves. I mean, Tom MacDonald says it in his songs. We're slaves for the system. We work till we die, and then they just use us, bleed us dry for whatever they want. So basically, yes, I understand. I do relate. I'm not going to say that I don't to what this young man is saying, but at the same time, realistically speaking, you have to come to terms with the reality and the facts if you really want to put, and again, he does state that, well, this is what I do want to do. This is what I want to do. But I know somebody can figure this out. That's where there's a problem. You never want to place the responsibility of your dreams on somebody else figuring it out, because you're never going to get there. And somebody else is going to be in the driver's seat of your life. You're not going to be in control. Never give your control over to somebody else. You want to always be moving your life. I mean, I could respect him a little bit more if he would have said something like that. Like, I don't want to work. And I'm going to figure out a way to make it that way. But saying that, I kind of understand the headspace he's in. He's a very young person, got them pipe dreams, don't really want to work, don't really want to work on finding a way to not work. So, but I think we were all at that level at one point in our life. So I'm going to be not as hard on him as I have been on other young people, and a lot of other my videos, because I do relate with that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about this. So again, I will link Black Conservative Perspectives video in the description, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.